guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your favorite esthetician again. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Amaka, and today we are talking about common mistakes of hyperpigmentation. So as Black people, people of color, one of our major issues, our major skin concern is hyperpigmentation. Either be dark marks, melasma, whatever, just hyperpigmentation of our skin. So I have a full video on, I had two videos, in fact several videos on hyperpigmentation, but two very important ones if you want to understand everything concerning hyperpigmentation. I'll put the link above. You can check that out if you want, but today I'll be specifically addressing common mistakes we make. So if you're interested in this, please keep on watching. So the first mistake that we make is not using sunscreen. This one, I don't even know where to even start. Now, so what's very ironic is that Black people are more likely to experience hyperpigmentation. Also, Black people are less likely to wear sunscreen for several reasons. First of all, a lot of us were not trained to wearing sunscreens. Also, we used to think that we did not need sunscreen because we didn't burn, or rather we don't burn when we get exposed to the sun. However, UV rays is one of the most triggers of hyperpigmentation. So when you expose yourself to the sun unprotected, you trigger your melanocytes, and so they produce melanin to protect you. So that's one. Also, the heat from the sun, infrared radiation, everything causes inflammation in your skin, and it also triggers your melanocytes. Do you get? Sun exposure is one of the major triggers of hyperpigmentation. So before you start anything, before you start any procedure, protect yourself from the sun. Also, when you use some hyperpigmentation ingredients or products, thins the skin out, exfoliates the skin, and this in itself makes you more vulnerable to ultraviolet rays. So you can't be treating hyperpigmentation without protecting yourself from the major and number one cause of hyperpigmentation. So sunscreen is key. Sunscreen is what key. So for some people, using sunscreen alone is enough to reduce the hyperpigmentation. Although if you're Black, ours is usually more intense, and you would always most definitely need more than just sunscreen. But if you are doing, just know that if you are doing anything and you are not using a sunscreen, you are simply wasting your money. Just dash me the money, because most likely it would not work. And even if it's working, it means that it would, like whatever effect you are seeing is just maybe 5 times or 6 times less than you would have seen if you were using a sunscreen. So that's my number one tip, like number one mistake that you guys make. Now, the second mistake that a lot of people make is not using accurate ingredients. So I say it a lot on this channel that for something to work, it has to work. Do you understand? You have to understand how a disease or a skin condition is formed before you know something that can work for it. Or let me rephrase, for an ingredient to be able to address a skin concern, it has to address something in the formation or in the pathogenesis of that skin concern. Now, for hyperpigmentation to form, I explained all of this in my video on hyperpigmentation. For hyperpigmentation to form, it has to go through a process called melanogenesis. That is the formation and distribution of melanin. There has to be production of melanin, there has to be transfer of melanin, there has to be the migration of melanin from the basal layer to the stratum corneum where you guys see. Do you understand? For an ingredient to be able to address hyperpigmentation, it has to be able to obstruct one of these steps, one or two of these steps. Do you understand? So I see people say things like, I've been using hyaluronic acid for my hyperpigmentation. Okay, hyaluronic acid helps you retain moisture. How does that affect the production and distribution of melanin? Do you understand? So you have to be educated as to the ingredients that you use. An ingredient can be good, does not mean it will address the skin concern that you are seeking to address. So it's either you research on the accurate ingredients and how they work, or see a professional to, put up a routine or put together a routine for you. Another thing is flowing from that not using accurate ingredient is not using accurate ingredients or the correct ingredients accurately. Not using accurate ingredients accurately. You go fair rhymes now. But yeah, so flowing from that is not using the correct ingredients accurately. Do you get? Or not using accurate ingredients correctly. So for example, hydroquinone. Hydroquinone is an ingredient that is the most powerful tyrosinase inhibitor. Tyrosinase is the enzyme that produces melanin. So it addresses it from the roots. However, hydroquinone has to be used correctly. You have to use it at the right percentages. You have to use it for the right period of time. In summary, hydroquinone is advisable not to be used above 2%, except it was prescribed by a dermatologist and you are using it under the supervision of a dermatologist or a professional. If you don't use it appropriately, it can lead to something called ochronosis, which is a permanent discoloration of the face, a darkening of the affected area. So you've left the main problem and entered fire. Do you understand? Anyway, once again, in my video on hyperpigmentation, I broke down how to use hydroquinone. And that way you can use accurate products inaccurately is that you are using accurate products, but you are not targeting all the steps of melanogenesis. So let me say you have 3 serums, and rather than get 3 serums that can address 3 different steps of hyperpigmentation, you just duplicate your products. So you have an alpha-arbutin moisturizer, an alpha-arbutin serum, an alpha-arbutin essence. You're just repeating the same ingredients. Do you understand? And alpha-arbutin is a tyrosinase inhibitor, but it doesn't address other steps of melanogenesis or other steps of hyperpigmentation formation. Essentially, to address hyperpigmentation effectively, robustly, your routine should have ingredients that address all these steps. Now, what I usually advise is get a product that has a combination of ingredients, so it's fighting everything. For example, Rejuva. I personally use that. It's really expensive. It's like 38k to 40k, depends on where you buy it, but it's a combination of different ingredients. If you are not in Nigeria, I don't know if you can access it because it is manufactured by an aesthetic clinic in Nigeria. Now, this product contains retinol, tranexamic acid, niacinamide. Let me get it 1 minute.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Yeah, so this is what it looks like. It contains retinol, niacinamide, vitamin C, tranexamic acid, hyaluronic acid, and a blend of depigmenting agents. It also contains kojic acid. I don't want to turn this into a review of Rejuva, but essentially it contains ingredients that can inhibit production of melanin, inhibit transfer of melanin, speed up your skin cell turnover time, and promote exfoliation of your dead skin. Do you get? But if you cannot afford these products, you can buy more affordable serums. Just buy 1 or 2 or 3 of them. Maybe you buy an alpha, like the Garden of Wisdom one contains kojic acid and alpha-arbutin. You can have that, then you can have a retinoid in your routine, and you can have maybe a niacinamide serum. Do you understand? So you must not use it at the same time. I would not even advise you to use it at the same time. Like if you watch my video on layering skincare, you understand why. Because using a lot of serums at the same time can cause irritation, that's one. Then 2, can actually dilute the product and can also be very uncomfortable on the skin. So you must not use them at the same time. You can use them, you can alternate them. So use one in the morning, one at night, or on alternate days. Maybe use this one today, use another one the next day. But just try and incorporate ingredients that target all the steps of hyperpigmentation formation. Ingredients that target production of melanin include alpha-arbutin. Please get paper and a pen. Kojic acid, alpha-arbutin, retinols, tranexamic acid, hydroquinone, which is the oga patapata of them all. Then ingredients that address the transfer of melanin include niacinamide, soy, and retinol. Ingredients that address the transfer or renewal of skin cells include retinols, and ingredients that helps you exfoliate those dead skin cells include retinols as well. lactic acid, mandelic acid, just AHA generally, even BHAs as well. I may write these things down if I have the strength, but yeah, so even if you don't get a product that contains all of these, look for a way to incorporate these ingredients in your routine. I'm having a feeling that people may misquote me. I'm not saying that you have to incorporate all of them. I'm saying in each category, incorporate one or two of them. So I'm not saying you should go and get kojic acid, alpha-butene, tranexamic acid. No. You can just get one or two tyrosine inhibitor, one or two ingredients that would, restrict melanin transfer, one ingredient that would, speed up skin cell turnover time, and one ingredient that will help exfoliate the skin. I hope I was able to drill that in, because this is the most important part of this video. And that mistake again you are making is not being consistent and using too many products. Like, oh my god, hyperpigmentation is a chronic skin condition. No, is it condition? Disorder. Is it disorder? Yeah, disorder. Do you understand? And if you are black, you are prone to it. So you may treat it now and something will happen, something will get your skin inflamed and to come back again. It's something that is just, you have to just deal with forever and ever. Your melanocytes are the way they are. They are very active and hyper reactive. Once you just trigger it, they dish out melanin immediately. Do you understand? So being impatient, like wanting a quick fix, do you get, will just lead you into the hand of the wrong people that will sell you things that will give you immediate results, but end up leaving you with a damaged skin. So you have to be very patient and very consistent. Also, using so many products. One of the major triggers of hyperpigmentation is sensitivity, especially if you have black skin. So if you sensitize your skin, over exfoliate, because that is the one I know that a lot of people are, guilty of, over exfoliating your skin. Once you do that, you sensitize your skin. Once your skin is sensitized, best believe there's an inflammation. And once your skin is inflamed, your melanocytes, which is the cells that produce melanin, kick into action. Calm down with your product, calm down with exfoliation, be consistent and be patient. A lot of times, safe products take time to work, because they do it safely and correctly. And hyperpigmentation cannot be scrubbed off. Yeah, people see maybe a dark patch and feel I need to scrub my skin to reveal glowing skin. That can only happen if your skin is just dull, not because it's a pigment problem. Once it's a pigment problem starts from the basal layer, from inside your skin. That pigment is produced inside your skin. You cannot scrub it on the surface level. The only way you scrub your skin or exfoliate your skin and to reveal glowing skin is because it was not a pigment problem. It was because you just had plenty dead skin cells that needed exfoliation. If your case is a pigment problem, you cannot scrub it away. What will happen when you scrub and over exfoliate is just sensitivity, and sensitivity equals to what? You know already. So the last mistake I will be mentioning is steaming the face, especially if you have melasma. The main trigger of melasma is your hormones, and that's why a lot of people experience it during pregnancy. It's usually called the mask of pregnancy. That one you cannot control. It is what it is. You have to just deal with it after the pregnancy. But another component of melasma, another trigger of melasma is dilation of the blood vessels. And heat is one of the triggers of your blood vessels dilating or expanding. Do you understand? When you expose yourself to heat, not just steam, like maybe you are, always in the kitchen, oh shit, I'll cook from morning to night. That steam can dilate your blood vessels. When you blow dry your hair, that can also dilate your blood vessels. But all those ones, sometimes I can even argue that you may not be able to avoid it. If you have to cook, you have to cook. If you have to dry your hair, you have to dry your hair. But the one that you carry your two legs and go and start steaming your face is what I do not understand. In fact, I did a video on steaming. I don't know which will come before which, whether steaming will come before this video or this video will go up before steaming, but I have done a video on steaming your face. Do you understand? And yes, so that steaming dilates your blood vessels, which trigger your melasma. So that's one. And also, the heat from the steam can also sensitize your skin. And I've said it several times, once your skin is sensitized, leads to inflammation, and this also triggers your melanocytes. So one blow dryer tip that I can give is, when blow drying your hair, take the dryer out of your face. I know I said that steaming was my last tip, but let me give you one. Is it a tip? Alright, was my last issue to be addressed. Let me give you one bonus tip. It's still within that, using the wrong ingredients and the wrong routine, because that's a lot of time our major issue, just not getting it right in the treatment department. So another treatment tip is, some people rely on weaker ingredients. Do you understand? So yes, there are lots of research surrounding these ingredients, but on their own let me say it here too. I did a video on best and worst ingredients for acne. I think I'll do another video on best and worst ingredients for hyperpigmentation, so you have an idea of what I'm trying to say. For example, vitamin C, there's a lot of studies around it on how we can help with hyperpigmentation. Niacinamide also can help with the transfer of melanin. But the truth about it is, if you are relying on niacinamide serum, especially if you are black, when you know that your own hyperpigmentation is not like the average person, you just want to use niacinamide, my sister, 90% of the time it will not work. You are having hyperpigmentation, you just want to use vitamin C, nothing else. My brother, most of the times it will not work. It's either you're using them in conjunction with other wonge hyperpigmentation ingredients, or you just keep them one corner. If you're going to use niacinamide or vitamin C, you have to pair it up with other more potent hyperpigmentation ingredients. Anyway, that's all I have for this video. I hope I could help somebody out dealing with hyperpigmentation. And yeah, once again, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Please share it. If you are benefiting from it, don't be stingy. Share it with your friend. Someone might get educated and someone can get the help they need from these videos. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.